It's evening. I'm going to toast one to the Canadian truckers who are protesting out there in Canada. You know, they're out there in the cold. They're out there standing up for what they really believe in. And you just never know a thing is a thing until it's a thing. I want to remind you to please consider subscribing to the channel. Ring the subscription bell if you're on YouTube, and if you're on one of the other platforms, just go ahead and subscribe there. Go on this ride with me, okay? I'm going to start off kind of basic, and I'm going to roll into this whole story in case you haven't been keeping up with it, and then I'm going to take it to someplace that's a little more broad, okay? So just stick with me till the end for that, okay? It's been a couple of weeks now, okay? Thousands of Canadian truckers, they're all upset, really pissed off about the whole mandate on the, we're going to call it the cordless vacuum cleaner 19. And so they parked their big rigs in downtown Ottawa, there in Canada, and jammed up the city, created gridlock, and declared themselves, I guess it was them that declared it, the Freedom Convoy. It's a good name. Almost as good as the Midnight American. But they blared their horns night and day, drove everyone crazy there. And the Canadian authorities were hoping that they could push them on out of there, kind of strong arm them a little bit, and started issuing traffic tickets and criminal citations. And they created this interim injunction that made it illegal for people to blow their horns in downtown Ottawa. And the police came in and they arrested 24 people, issued over 1,300 tickets and, citations for different infractions. But the protest stayed in place. It kept going, right? And so the Ottawa police are like, I don't know if this is really working too much. We need some enforcement. How many do you need? 1,800, they said. Okay, actual number to handle this situation. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful when you just start bringing in law enforcements by the droves and just pushing back on the citizens, especially when they're peacefully protesting. The Prime Minister of Canada there, Justin Trudeau, he says, we're going to wait a little while before we bring in the military, hold off on the military action for now. Good idea, Justin. Wouldn't look good. Optics wouldn't go over too well. So they did bring in 275 Royal Canadian Mounted Police to kind of oversee things in Ottawa. But there's more. They're also sending officers down to the border, okay, where I guess there's some protests down there hindering the flow of manufactured goods between Canada and the U.S. And I guess it's hurting the auto industry pretty bad, And there's other uprisings happening. They're just popping up here and there, one in Australia, another in New Zealand, and nothing really in the U.S. as of yet that I can see. But we have things that are going on with, hold on a second here. Well, what's this? Truckers convoy in U.S. could disrupt. Let's get this thing. I'm going to bring this in here so we can see this. Truckers convoy in U.S. could disrupt Super Bowl and Biden's State of the Union. Oh, say it ain't so. Oh, no way. Okay, so DHS has received, here it is, DHS has received reports of truck drivers planning to potentially block roads in major metropolitan cities in the U.S. in protest of, among other things, the for truck drivers. Oh, man, that sounds serious. Okay, it says here, the convoy will potentially begin in California as early as mid-February and designs to potentially, that's kind of weird, disrupting the Super Bowl, which is scheduled for Sunday at SoFi Stadium in the Los Angeles area. And then after that, the convoy will make its way across the country, aiming to reach Washington, D.C. in time for the annual presidential address at the Capitol on March 1st to cause trouble. Oh, they might as well have put that in there. That's don't quote that. Okay, so that's that's kind of interesting. But so we're going to be hindered in watching the woke Super Bowl and Joe Biden's State of the Union, which we wait on pins and needles for. Okay, I can tell you a couple of things that I see with this, a couple of truths that come to mind for me. Okay, when I think about this movement. Okay, You don't have to take this as just my opinions on this. But first, number one, I don't think this is really about mandates so much as it is about people who just are tired of it. Okay. They followed your damn rules and listened to lies for over 2 years now, the flip-flopping on information back and forth, running, jumping through every hoop, spinning in every, what do they call the spinning cages, whatever. We just kept going, played by everything that they said to do. And they just kept moving the goalposts and moving the goalposts and moving the goalposts. We watched our children as they were pulled out of school and, stunting their growth and watching people lose their jobs and businesses they put their heart and soul into. My God. And people who were in no position to lose anything, telling others to lose everything, demanding them to lose everything, including their civil rights. This is more than just a protest. It is a movement. I believe it. And it signals something to the authoritarians that need to be paid attention to, and that is seeing who actually does hold the power here. Who holds the ring that rules them all, right? Now, I don't put anything past leftists, that's for sure. They're very smart, they're very cunning. And looking at, if this really comes to pass and they really do this protest here, okay, I think Joe Biden and his cohorts, his cabinet and all that, they can't wait for it to happen, okay? They're not going to try to get in front of it. They need this. They need this. It's another excuse for a failing economy. And you might say, well, what makes you think that, Ben? Well, I did see this other little portion of that article as well, where it says, beyond that, the greatest concern is to the resilience of the U.S. economy, this amazing U.S. economy that we have going on right now that's so resilient, okay? And the trucks blocking the Ambassador Bridge in front of the Detroit show and the vulnerability of our just-in-time economy. It was coming back and just in time. And then what happens? Well, along comes these damn right-wing truckers, these damn selfish, uncaring truckers, gridlocking our supply chain and throwing us all into some economic depression, into the pit of despair. It's always the same game with these guys. It's the same play every time. They're smart, but they never change the playbook. Remember that you have to always remember that when they cannot be authoritarians, when they cannot divide and conquer, plan B is always play the virtuous victim every time. So all I can say to this is, get ready, guys. We have to look out for our immediate circle. I look after my family, my friends, my tribe, you, when you come and watch these videos. When you come and watch these videos, it means an awful lot to me. Okay? You become a part of what I'm doing here. And you mean something to me. I care. I really do. Much more than these government authoritarians who they could give a damn. And they really don't want to inform you of anything. They'd much rather have you in the dark. And I'm sensing here, and I don't want to say this. Guys, I so don't want to say this. I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it entertaining. But I see something pivotal coming. And you need to ready yourself. Hard times, in my opinion, are coming. And from my perspective, this might have started with the truckers, but it damn sure won't end with them. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, follow me on Facebook, Patreon, and on Subscribestar. Sign in at Midnight America and become a member of the Night Crew so we can continue to stay in touch. And until next time, guys, know yourself better than you know anyone else.